Elara, a young shepherd, barely past his 20th summer, possessed a spirit as vast and open as the plains he roamed. His face, weathered by sun and wind, held an ancient wisdom, a testament to his unwavering faith. From dawn's first blush to the deep indigo of night, his days were a symphony of prayer and purpose. He tended his flock of sheep and goats, not merely as a task, but as a sacred trust, believing each creature a precious gift from the divine. His staff, carved from the sturdy olive wood, was more than a tool. It was a symbol of his stewardship, a silent companion in his solitary journey. The land he traversed was a canvas of stark beauty, rolling hills that bled into arid plains, punctuated by ancient, gnarled trees and rocky outcrops that seemed to touch the sky. Life here was a constant negotiation with scarcity. Water was a treasure, and lush pastures a fleeting dream. For weeks, the skies had been a relentless, cloudless blue, baking the earth into a cracked mosaic. The springs, once reliable, now offered only a trickle, and the grass, once vibrant, had withered to brittle straw. This prolonged drought was the latest in a series of daunting challenges that had tested the resilience of his community and, more intimately, the depth of Elara's faith. He often heard whispers from other shepherds, older men whose hearts had grown heavy with cynicism. "The heavens have forgotten us," they would grumble, their voices laced with despair. "Our prayers fall on deaf ears." But Elara, though he felt the gnawing anxiety in his own stomach, would only offer a quiet smile and a verse from the ancient scrolls. "The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters." He truly believed these words, not as a comforting platitude, but as an immutable truth. Yet, even for Elara, the relentless sun and the parched earth began to sow tiny seeds of doubt. He would spend long nights gazing at the star-dusted sky, his heart a silent plea. "Show me, Lord. Show me your path." He knew fear was a shadow that sought to cling to the heart, but he fought it with every fiber of his being, clinging to the promise of divine providence. One sweltering afternoon, an unusual stillness descended upon the land. The air grew heavy, thick with an unspoken anticipation. The usually boisterous cicadas fell silent. A strange, coppery taste lingered on the wind, and in the distance, the horizon, usually a shimmering haze, began to darken with an ominous, bruised purple. Elara, attuned to the subtle rhythms of nature, felt a prickle of unease. His sheep, usually placid, huddled closer, their soft bleats tinged with a nervous tremor. He scanned the sky, his brow furrowed. This was not the familiar promise of a gentle rain. This was something far more formidable gathering on the edge of the world. A deep, resonant rumble, like the growl of a sleeping giant, echoed across the plains. The air grew colder, and a fine dust began to dance in the sudden swirling gusts of wind. Elara knew, with a certainty that chilled him to the bone, that a great trial was upon them. He gathered his flock, urging them towards the meager shelter of a rocky overhang, his heart pounding a frantic rhythm against his ribs, a silent prayer already forming on his lips. The storm descended with a terrifying swiftness, a maelstrom of wind and sand that blotted out the sun and swallowed the horizon. It was unlike anything Elara had ever witnessed. The sky turned an angry, swirling ochre, then plunged into an unnatural twilight. The wind howled like a banshee, tearing at his clothes, whipping his hair across his face, and stinging his eyes with 1,000 tiny needles of sand. The air became thick, suffocating, making each breath a struggle. He could barely see his hand in front of his face, let alone his scattered flock. Panic, cold and sharp, threatened to overwhelm him. His carefully tended sheep, disoriented and terrified, scattered in every direction, their bleats lost in the deafening roar of the gale. Elara shouting their names, his voice ripped away by the wind, scrambled desperately to round them up. He stumbled over unseen rocks, his feet sinking into the shifting sands, his lungs burning with exertion and inhaled dust. The olive wood staff, usually a steadying presence, now felt like a flimsy,